Hello, I just love being able to take a few minutes to be a part of your day, and it's a real privilege and opportunity for me. We have been looking at how Jesus, he passed the test. He was tempted by the devil, and the devil just took an opportunity on the fact that Jesus had fasted for 40 days. We find out here the perfect picture of what John was talking about in 1 John chapter 2, when he said there's three places where a man will trip up. It's the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, or the pride of life. The lust of the flesh. He said to Jesus, aren't you hungry? Turn this bread into stone. The lust of the eyes. Oh, I'll give you all the kingdoms of the world. Look at all their glory, all their wealth. Don't you want all that stuff? And then the final thing was the pride of life. Throw yourself off this corner of the temple. Let everybody see God rescue you. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, and the pride of life. Now, I just want to speak to everyone that's listening today. Every one of us is weak in one of those areas or more, but probably there's one place that wants to take dominion, either being given over to the flesh, any type of gluttony or any type of sexual immorality, the lust of the eyes, just going after money and after materialism, or the pride of life, and that is just wanting to get power, wanting to get control over others. Now, maybe you're just really weak in one of those areas, or maybe it's kind of spread out between all three, but we need to be conscious of that fact. Lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Now, I love what it says in verse 13 and 14 in Luke 4. When the devil had finished every temptation, he departed from him until an opportune time. And Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit, and news about him spread through all the surrounding district. It says that the devil left Jesus until an opportune time. Or maybe you could just say, the devil left off tempting Jesus until the next opportunity. And I want us to think about that for a moment and let that be our focus today. Just because you're being tempted often doesn't mean that you're not a man of God or a woman of God. The devil took every opportunity to tempt Jesus. Maybe there's someone that's listening today and you're just saying to yourself, man, how many years do I have to be tempted for the same thing? How many times do I have to fight this fight of faith? Well, Jesus was in the exact same boat. The devil never let up on him. And the reality of this life is we live in a world, we live where there's flesh, we live where the devil is going after us. And these constant temptations are just part of our reality. But it doesn't mean that you're not a child of God. If you say, I look at someone else and they have no addiction issues, and why am I just always living and just constantly putting that temptation aside? Well, don't compare yourself to anybody else. It's completely irrelevant. Jesus was tempted constantly by the devil. If you really love God, you will constantly be tempted. It's no indication on whether God loves you or not, or whether you're a good person or not. All we have to do is come to the Lord and just say, Lord, I know I've given my heart to you. My temptations, they're very strong, but Lord, I know you're with me, and I know you love me. And allow that to be your strength. Don't identify with temptation, but identify with every opportunity that you said, I resisted temptation and I found the power of God.